Welcome to TNT Unpacked. My name is Justin Collymore, and I'm joined by Rochelle Amore. We are the hosts of this show, and in this episode, we spoke to DJ Fasmwa and his girlfriend Jamie.
DJ Fasmwa is an Australian soca DJ. His girlfriend hosts a soca fit class out there as well, where they use soca music to exercise. Some good stuff. And this podcast is really, really interesting, but we should warn you that the audio might be iffy. We used it on some not so great equipment before we got all fancy. So bear with us, but it's going to be a great listen either way. So please enjoy.
What's the background with you all?
My history is I knew absolutely nothing about Trinidad and Tobago or soca. Actually, what I did know about Trinidad was your Miss Universes.
Okay,
Oh,
right.
wow.
And I had a live band. That was an African band, but the lead singer was from Barbados.
Right.
And he saw me grooving on the side. And after his performance, he came up and said, "You got to come to our soca nights." I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about, but I'll come along. And that's how I got exposed to it, and they convinced me to go to Trinidad for the first time in 2010, and have been coming back ever since.
Wow, 6 years.
In a nutshell.
Yeah.
How do you become a soca DJ in a place that doesn't even know much about soca? Like, what made you think, oh, nobody knows about this, let me go make it my livelihood?
Alright, so my background is actually I'm from Suriname. So Suriname is Dutch Caribbean. It's on the mainland of South America. So basically next to Guyana, next to French Guyana. I don't know what kind of relationship there is with Trinidad or Jamaica. They play a lot of reggae. They play calypso, soca. They play zouk. They play samba from Brazil. They play those kind of Caribbean genres, merengue, salsas, all that kind of stuff. So I was born in Amsterdam, and I stayed in Amsterdam with the Dutch community. But when I migrated to Australia when I was 8,
Okay.
and from that point on, I was not with Dutch Caribbean people, but I was with English Caribbean people. That's how I got exposed to more of that specific culture. Now, what happens is that English Caribbean people are very patriotic and pride driven for no reason at all. It's got nothing because basically you didn't get a choice. Maybe some people may have had a choice to go to this island or that island, but the majority didn't.
Right.
So you don't have anything to hold on to. So let's calm down, right? Let's just put that out there for a second. That's not disrespecting no culture, because each individual island and each individual place in the Caribbean is beautiful in their own rights and has its culture in their own rights. Anyhow, back to my story. So these English guys, these English Trinidadians and Jamaicans, they have a rivalry of their own. I'm pretty sure you guys know that, right?
Yep.
So that's interesting to observe from my perspective, because I get hired to be part of the Jamaican festival.
Right.
I'm the premier DJ. And then I get hired to do this. For me, I'm the outsider going in. And it's interesting. It's just interesting to observe. Because when I just came back from Suriname, actually. And over there, it's just like everybody's welcome. And literally everybody's welcome. There's Trinidadians, there's Guyanese, there's everything. There's Jamaicans, there's Haitians, Dominican Republic. There's all the Caribbeans there. And there's not this thing where like, we're better or anything. It's like, this is our culture, you come and enjoy it. Now, I'm not saying you guys are not inclusive. Definitely not. Because I know that's not true. Right? Otherwise I wouldn't be here.
Do you think we think that we're better than everyone else in the Caribbean?
The stigma with Trinidadians
Let me hear.
seems. This is not my opinion. This is from people I've quizzed over the years. That Trinidadians do it like Texas.
Big.
Yeah, they're probably to be compared to anybody. They'd be the Texas of the Caribbean. They've got the oil. They've got people that want to be here. The Mexicans. Look, I'm just answering your question. You agree?
No, I'm really happy to hear that perspective. Like, we don't know what people think about us a lot of the times. Like,
Yeah.
we know that people talk shit about us in the islands, but we don't know what the general consensus is. I've heard that we're in New York. I went to the Bahamas, and someone was like, "Oh, you're from Trinidad. That's like New York. It's like New York of the Caribbean." But I've never heard Texas of the Caribbean. This is interesting.
Yeah. That's a new one.
Yeah.
I think most of the rivalry is probably like amongst the islands here.
Yeah.
I think as a foreigner, like an Australian, coming here, I think there's two types of Trinidadians. Everyone's proud, but you have the ones that are friendly and really love when people take on their culture, and then you have the ones that are just completely dismissive, a bit like your service. It's either spectacular or atrocious. I think the majority of people I've come across, like when they hear that, you know, we do what we do over there, and there's a bit of a soca scene and people are interested in the culture, they're like super excited. And I think you're incredibly proud of your food as well.
Yeah, definitely.
I think every Trinidadian I meet, doesn't matter that I've told them I've been here before, it's like, have you tried doubles? And you've gotten roti? And you have tried
Corn soup is amazing and it's very healthy for you.
Corn soup is like a medicine almost.
I feel like it is.
It heals you.
It's better than chicken soup.
Yeah.
Or any other soup. It's amazing.
I agree.
I prefer cow heels.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I
I
need
have not
beef
even had
myself.
cow heels.
What kind of Trinidadian are you?
I should not be doing this podcast after saying that. I'm just like...
I feel like Trinidad is a great place. I feel it's an awesome place to come to. In fact, the food is excellent, right? Wouldn't deny it. The music is great for carnival and all that kind of stuff. It's a beautiful island. Certain things need to change though. Not for me. For you guys. Like, it'd be good if you guys had excellent service, right? It'd be good if you didn't have to live in the gated communities, for example, that kind of stuff, right? So, and I heard the politics is kind of dodgy here, you know. So, yeah, it's good to talk about it and get it out.
Jamie was saying that she doesn't think that we appreciate our music 24/7. We just kind of appreciate it at carnival time. Coming from abroad, what do you think should change in terms of like the soca music industry here? Because you traveled, you've taken soca. I mean, I looked at your profile on your website and you've been abroad playing soca music. So what do you think, I mean, as Trinidadians, what needs to change in terms of the way that we value and we treat our soca music industry for it to really get out there?
I think when I think soca music, I think Caribbean and I think Jamaica, right?
That's interesting.
Because the reason I think that is because Jamaica and Jamaican artists, there's a lot more Jamaican artists. There's a lot more production with Jamaican artists. On any given week, you get new rhythms coming out. So it's a highly oiled industry in Jamaica. In Trinidad, the comparison would be carnival time comes around. What is it? After December, November? Songs start coming out slowly. And it's cool, it's great, blah, blah, blah. But the thing is, there's not a high level. There's not like music coming out after Ash Wednesday, for example. There should be soca tracks coming out continuously.
Right.
This soca is indigenous to here, right? Trinidad, and nobody here, I feel, is like as passionate about it as foreign DJs that push this in places where you'll see rednecks that tell you what the fuck is this? They'll look at you with that look in your eyes, and it's like you have to defend it. Like you just go, oh, it's this music, you know. You know where Brian Lara's from? Yeah, I know Brian Lara. You know, that's how we go. That's how you do it. So, you know, if we can do it, why the hell can't Trinidadians do it? What's wrong with you people?
For me, the one thing that I notice is that all efforts or attention go to certain artists. And there's some really great up-and-comers and young people. Earthen Alves is one.
I love him.
Wine and Touch. And I heard that in Australia, and I did a little choreography to it to teach my dance class. I was expecting it to be huge here. And people liked it, but I think I heard it twice played on a truck or in a fete. Totally don't understand that. Kind of like you hold your own down for some reason, whereas a country like Jamaica, it's almost like everyone pushes, like there's just so much coming out, and there's a pride in the music in general, and it reaches the world. It doesn't matter what Jamaica does, like they touch the world, and soca should be doing that, and it is in a lot of ways.
You can find a Jamaican man, right, in his 60s grey in Sydney, and he could tell you that Chronix is the next biggest thing in reggae, right? I can now find the same Trinidadian guy in Sydney. He couldn't tell me who Earthen Alves is. You understand? That is what the difference is.
Yeah.
That is where it's at. The knowledge, the pride, the mentality is like, oh, who gives a fuck, you know?
Okay, just to play devil's advocate though, I mean, people might argue that after Bob Marley, Jamaica kind of got on the map, so they are in a position musically. I mean, they had Rolling Stone coming to, you know, interview and check out their soca scene. They've already had that set up, so when new artists come out, you have collaborations. Popcorn, am I saying that right? And he did that collaboration with Young Thug and Jamie
yeah.
XX, which I love. I'm obsessed with that song. And then, you have Chronics all over. And then Rihanna's new song, Work. And that Jamaican culture is so valued. Every time you tell someone that you're from the Caribbean, the first place they go is, oh, are you Jamaican?
Yeah.
So Jamaica has that positioning already. So their music industry's already had that push. So for TNT and soca music, and reggae and dancehall and, it's all derivative. But soca music is a little bit different. So our ambassadors, Marsha Montano, Bungie Garland, Cass, they do go out and they try to set that standard for the industry. But I do agree that there does appear to be a sort of domination by certain performers. Typical trainee, I don't know.
I think this word here, the hustle here, right?
Yeah.
So you think the bigger names have a vested interest in kind of keeping themselves as the own, like a sort of like an elitist environment?
I think. Look, I've spoken to different people in Trinidad. I've been here for 3 weeks in total, right? I've spoken to different people. I'm a DJ.
Yeah.
I've spoken to other DJs. I've spoken to some radio presenters. I've spoken to some artists, some of my friends, that kind of stuff. I'm not a know-it-all. I don't know if these people are legit, you know what I mean? But what I do hear is that there's this thing called the Soca mafia.
Yeah.
And apparently it controls who gets played.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Right.
To me, I'll give you some examples. This carnival season, there's a couple of songs that I just did not want to hear. That were repeated continuously, and I was very.
Are we gonna name names?
I don't even know the song. I just don't want to hear it again. Go down, go down.
Okay, yes.
And then there's another one, some King Baba.
So you've heard enough of it. Is it that you don't like it, or has it been overplayed?
I was like, what happened to Earth and House? We just brought him up, right? What happened to Second Star? He brought out some good songs. This next girl called Nessa Perpy. What happened to more Bungie songs? Bungie brought out a lot of tracks. No one,
the
understand?
only song I heard from Bungie was the Jumbo Jack one.
Yes.
That I only heard
even know
on
what
Carnival Tuesday. I didn't even hear it
Dread,
on
he
Monday.
had more songs, right?
And I thought that was a great song. Like, why didn't I hear that before?
That's my question, right?
Yeah.
Patrice Roberts, Old and Grey.
Oh, Patrice Roberts is amazing.
She's amazing, but Old and Grey didn't feature. Her song from last year, Barbados, featured the song she chose to do at Soca Monarch.
Yeah.
Now, that baffles me completely. If I'm an artist, this is my art form. I want to give you the latest. I want to give you my best.
Yeah.
That's what I'm in it for, right? How do you not do that? And try it back into the Soca Monarch. What force is out there that stops you from doing that?
I think it's really just about
Justify it.
No, I'm not trying to justify anything.
How about we try to unpack
But
this
let's unpack
as a group?
this. As a group. Okay, so this is my small contribution.
Right.
And Justin and I have had this conversation in different contexts. Like you said, Trinidadians are territorial, but they're not only territorial abroad, they're also territorial at home. When someone has a certain field or they think that they have a monopoly, they tend to not want to let anyone else in. You could be Trinity, you could be from wherever, it doesn't matter. And we call it the crab and barrel mentality. You try to stay on top as much as you can, and it's very difficult. So I can only imagine what it's like in the entertainment industry. So it's not necessarily just the entertainment industry. As a DJ, I think that you see it more, because I can't imagine what it's like for you to get new tracks or push new music with this happening at home where it's coming out from. It must be difficult and frustrating, but as a Trini, I can tell you that in any industry, you're going to find that. And it's just amplified when you're looking at people who are on the radio or on TV.
Can I get into something real
Of
quick?
course.
I want to know, like, as a DJ, what's your role in terms of when new soca comes out? Because, like, we don't know exactly what your involvement might be. So, for example, you always hear people say, oh, well, DJ's only playing this artist or that artist, Soca Mafia, same thing again. But I kind of just want to get into like the technical aspect of it, or like the business side of it. Like, how does it work exactly? Or is that too broad of a question?
Yeah, I'm lost.
Let me narrow it down.
Yeah.
Do you get paid by artists to play their music?
Never.
Okay. So do you think that there are DJs who do?
I was going to bring up something that I noticed this year.
Okay. Yeah.
But I have a lot of DJ friends, soca DJ friends, international soca DJ friends. And there's a specific one, I'm not going to mention his name, who tends to push a song, one of the ones I mentioned previously, right?
Right.
And for some reason, that particular song made it through from when it was released till now. It was definitely not the strongest song. It was a nice track, but it wasn't a carnival track. It was released too early. It was for his island. It's not for here, and so forth. But as soon as that DJ gravitated towards that song,
Yeah.
I saw this change take. I saw this thing, this longevity happen online. I was like, is this really happening? Yes, it was. Right? That amazed me. So I think people are out there that belong to this Soca Mafia game. I don't know how it works. I don't even know if they get paid. But what I do know is that it's destroying soca music.
Right.
It's destroying Trinidad's carnival scene. I'll tell you why. A lot of foreigners that would like to come here do not come here because I've heard about that particular aspect of carnival.
So it's an uneven playing field, basically.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. It's just absurd. It's like, I'm coming to a soca party. Why do I need to hear the same 20 songs? Why?
I wonder what that says about us as a people. Like, because I mean, clearly people are going to these parties. These
I'll tell you. I'll give you some insight on that specifically.
Right.
People all around the world, in Australia and in Trinidad, right? 2 different countries, 2 different places, 2 different everything, right? Love to be able to be drunk, right? And love to be able to go sing the latest lyric.
Sure.
You understand? That's it. Keep note of that. Next time you're out on a party, remember this. Watch your people. Watch your friends. Watch the drunk people. No, watch them.
They have the answer. They hold the key.
The key to the mystery.
Observe the drunk one.
And the Soca Mafia plays into that.
Yes, it's great because during carnival time, you get that regardless. There's always going to be songs that are played more and they're going to be the crowd favourites and things. Even people that don't know the music after the third fit go, aren't there any more songs that they can play? Like, even as people that don't, don't delve into the music and the rest of it, they pick up on it. So it's really, it's very obvious that there's just a very
So is it that in every other island or every other country where there is a soca scene, is it that you have, in your experience, there's been like a wider range of songs?
I'll give you an example. I went to Crop Over, right? And Crop Over plays all Trinidad. It plays more Bajan. Obviously, it's Barbados, right?
Sure.
But it touches everything. Notting Hill. Did you go to Notting Hill? I have sections. Trini sections, Trini groups is involved in some of them. But you also have the Grenadian, the Dominican, the St. Martin, the Dutch soca lovers, the French soca lovers, the German soca lovers, the whatever soca lovers, right?
Yeah.
Coming through. And they decide what's getting played. That's soca music. That is the soca music, right?
Yeah.
That we are partaking in, that we are pushing. Every island under the sun that plays has soca music, has soca artists. We find that songs are good, we'll play them. Trinidadians only like Trinidadian music.
Right.
Now, this is not an insult, right? But it's just, that's the limit.
That's your observation.
Because you have a soca mafia going around telling you this is 10 songs you're going to play.
So we don't get exposed to...
Right, the real soca music. The current soca music has more than the Marshall, Kes, Manji, Fayan, Destra, Benjoy, Blacks. It's got more than that, trust me. It's got so many more artists out there doing this.
So you like Bungie?
I liked him before. Yeah. I thought he kind of fell off. After he did Differentology, I was like, that's a great song. Don't get distracted. Don't change your attitude. And what did he do? He went down this path, right? But at the same time, he's also doing his thing. So I understood that. But I did want the old Bungie back. But yeah, this giving me a different perspective on him and on what he's doing. The best youngest artists out there to watch, keep an eye on. Urban Alves, Second Star, Nessa Perpy. I really wanted to talk to her. Nessa Perpy is unbelievable. This girl lives here in Trinidad, right? Half German. Do you know of her?
No, can you just sing the little chorus that she has?
No, I don't have a chorus for you at the moment, but this girl's got an amazing voice. Anyway, this girl's got an amazing voice. She's got the look, tops Rihanna. She could be coming in, she's young, 23. Yeah. She could actually, with the right succession planning and people in helping her, can become bigger and better than any of these people. Keep an eye out for that to happen. Hopefully it will happen. Anyway, do you hear the voice of the girl? She's young, she's got the look. Watch out for her. I love Olatunji. I think Olatunji this year, I thought he was soulless this year. Last year he was the enthusiastic, go-getting, on top of the world kind of cat. But this year I just looked at him and was like, where's that guy going? That was my opinion on him. Who else? Charles Marshall and GBM Neutron. Those guys, classy act, passionate about the music, on top of their game. GBM Neutron is one of the most talented producers of music that this country's got. Seriously, like rhythms. You have people that, like her manager, Kern Rose, also very talented, like artistic director, video shooting, everything. Amazing. So the country's got the stuff to do what it needs to do.
Sorry, what do you think of Corinne Dubois?
Corinne Dubois is an amazing songwriter. Excellent songs. I've got nothing but positive things to say. But the only thing I would say that is negative, but I don't want to be negative, is that when he's performing live, it's not as strong as it sounds in the studio.
Yeah.
Same with Farmer, I believe. Farmer tries too much.
Farmer Nabi.
Yeah, I like his music, don't get me wrong, but he just tries too hard, and that's what his downfall is. Blacks, he's got this old traditional voice to him. That's his strength.
Yeah.
I like that. Benja is so unique, his voice. I like that too, but I just mentioned a couple of people that I thought keep an eye out for.
So, I mean, this might be too late to get into this. What's your stance on chutney soca?
Chutney soca? Well, it's very simple, right? It's either we're drinking, we're fighting, man and wife, or we're drinking, or we're fighting, or we get something.
Or we're staying single to meet more women.
I think chutney soca needs a generational, like a new generation. I think
Revolution.
I think KI, a revolution. I think KI, Ravi, Ricky fucking Jai, like Drupal T. Come on, come on! Like these people have been in there. They've been there.
Like 50 years.
That's what I'm saying.
Where's Chris Garcia? Where did he go?
Chris Garcia! Where is he?
No one knows.
With his long flowing hair.
Is he still in Savannah chasing that girl?
I think he might still be in the Savannah chasing that fucking girl. Chris, we need you.
She's not behind the tree anymore.
She's not, Chris. She went back to Bollywood.
Alright, so you think that chutney soca needs like a bit broader?
Like creativity. Like, come on, man. Like, how many fucking KIA? Come on. Like, Single Forever was it, and then he won this year again with
Same girl twice.
Same.
Oh, yeah.
That
same-
dance. Let me not get into it.
What? You know the dance?
Have you seen the music video?
That's kind of it.
Alright. That's for another I have some questions.
Okay.
Fuck out, man.
Is Marsha Montano the Michael Jordan of soca?
He is.
Wrong Michael.
He is the Marshall of soca.
Michael Jackson.
Oh,
You said Jordan. I'd say.
Oh, Michael Jackson. That makes more sense. Conceptually.
very, yes.
So you're saying he is the Michael Jackson of soca music?
He's very talented.
Right.
Very talented. He's got a very well-oiled machine behind him. You can tell anything and everything he touches is well-oiled. It's professional. It's much more professional than anyone else. His current releases for 2016, I found all the tracks pretty good. They're made, in my opinion, this is because I'm an observer from abroad, right? I see it objectively. I don't care where you're from, right? I see his music and I'm like, that music is made to try and penetrate the United States market. It could be used. He wants to rival Bungie. He wants to take Bungie out because Bungie's been featured on TV shows.
Yeah.
He wants to have his music featured on TV shows in the United States. And Temperature, and which other one? What's the other one? No, Temperature.
No, sorry, the only one.
Raise me, raise it. Yeah.
Blaze, isn't it Blaze?
Blaze.
Yeah.
But the
that's
song's
name
called
of it.
Temperature, and there's
Okay.
another one in that same vein. Same kind of happy, melodic kind of vibe, right?
Sure.
No, it was played during Carnival too, right? Obviously not as you guys haven't heard it yet. Those two songs are made for the TV. Sorry, I'm taking you off your questions.
No, continue.
Okay, so that's made for TV.
Right.
There's some other songs like Waiting on Stage is pretty good.
Yeah.
I prefer In Me Blood, which was gonna play on the Soca DJ competition, but they didn't allow me to. Right? No one played it for some reason. Right? From my heart.
No, God, yes.
That was a pretty good song.
Can't fight this feeling.
Yes, that was a pretty good song. You gotta give it to him. You understand? He's getting on the right tracks.
Right.
And that's what I mean with well-oiled professional team. He's on the right tracks all the time.
So what's sort of like holding somebody like Cass or the other
Kes
artists?
is
what's
not
holding
a
them back?
soca artist.
Okay.
Kes is a rock and roll artist. I can tell from just looking at him.
Yeah.
I like him. I like his music. I think he's a bit too boy bandish. Right? But still, he's a good guy.
Stop hating because he's sexy.
Everyone thinks he's sexy.
Yes.
That's like the thing with him. Like every.
But he's a fucking rock artist. Leave
No,
him
he
in the
is,
rock
yeah.
genre.
Yeah.
Stop doing soca.
Leave Cass alone.
Dread, if he was a rock artist, he'd be the sexiest rock artist, apparently, right? True?
He'd be sexy as anything.
He's a good ambassador. Whatever he is, he's a good ambassador for Trinidad.
He is a sex symbol.
Is he a
He
sex
is,
symbol?
very
I
much
think
so.
he is.
Cass is the kind of person.
Oh, Rochelle is getting into it.
I'm just saying, I'm trying to
She's
unpack
like
this.
adjusting her
I'm trying to
position.
unpack this. Because
I think they're trying to do more than unpack it.
Cass is an amazing performer. Cass is the kind of performer when he's on the stage where any woman, you could be 40, you could be 20, you could be fat, you could be skinny, he will make you feel like you are the only woman in that fat. Let me tell you something.
Amen.
You forget he have wife and child a long time. You understand? It's just you and him. No, but he has that. He uses it. He has a charm and a down to earth, just very welcoming, open aura that I think is why he's been able to break into the soca industry and stay there and actually get the downtown crowd as well as the uptown crowd.
But you think he's not a full soca?
He's a musician. He's a very good musician.
Yeah.
Musically, his band and what he does, what he produces, what he puts out, is high quality. But he's not a calypsonian soca man. He could be a punk rock artist, right? That could be him. Right. And I think he likes that too. I secretly think he likes that.
Right.
And I wouldn't put it past him to do it. I think it'd be a good thing if he was to do that.
Yeah.
Because that would be a great opportunity for him to break the soca. Break out the soca. You understand?
Sure.
Everyone else is doing the similar kind of thing, hip hop, kind of R&B, kind of vibe. There's all this other music out there.
You can take it in a different direction,
basically.
Yeah. We've been doing that a lot.
You know what? Can I make an observation? Pushing soca music.
What do you think needs to happen? I mean, apart from the obvious, which would be, DJs being open to playing everything, but...
They are open.
Right.
They are
local
open.
DJs.
Yeah, local
DJs.
What needs to be the change and what effect will that change have?
The change needs to be people... So it starts with the people that want to hear soca music, right?
Right.
Do Trinidadians want to hear soca music? Answer that for me.
From around the world?
That's a deep question.
That's real.
That's the first question we need to answer.
But we welcome, years ago, we've welcomed crop over artists, Bajan artists, Grenadian artists. So we welcome some of these smaller island artists, but I don't think as you said, we're just not exposed to Australian soca, German soca, Dutch, so we don't know what that is. I now heard the other day that there's German, literally German and German soca music.
Yeah.
I never knew that.
Yeah, you would think that Trinidad, of all places, would be aware of soca on the international scale.
Yeah.
But we aren't.
But it's like the steel pan.
Yeah.
We didn't know until a few years ago that steel pan was so big in Japan. I mean, and I don't know if it is that we're not monitoring where our culture is going, and then people complain, oh, soca music is not on the global stage, it's not out there enough, we need to push it more. But it is out there.
Yeah.
So how do we bring it back home?
The thing is, it's definitely out there, but Trinidad is not partaking in certain conversations, right? The rest of them are pushing it year round because carnival happens in Trinidad at a certain time, but crop over happens later. Grenada has a couple more islands, right? One of the islands has its carnival, kayak mass, I believe, at the same time with Trinidad, but the other island has it a week before crop over, right? And as you go on 1st of January saying Sugar Mass somewhere, you have all these things going on. People releasing music for it, but Trinidad's not partaking in that conversation. I'll tell you who is, and he's a great artist, Skinny Fabulous.
Oh, I love Skinny Fabulous.
Yeah? Skinny Fabulous releases for every place. And he makes it a mission. That is a man to look for, to look at and go, that's an example of what Trinidad needs to do. If this is the country where the international soca monarch is being held, if this is the country where the international soca DJ is being held, the international limbo competition, I don't care what you want to do, all these soca things, right?
Yeah.
Then you need to be aware, understand what's going on, understand who's dropping what. You have that responsibility, but for some reason, you may hate me, but for some reason it's not happening. But that's the reality of it, right?
Yeah.
Otherwise, you discredit what you do. This is Trinidadians will tell you today until the end of the earth that this is their music.
Take responsibility.
Yeah.
Hey guys, just taking a quick break from the podcast to let you know that if you're interested in being featured or would like to advertise with us, you can reach us at unpackedmedia@gmail.com, and you can also find us on social media. Back to the show.
Let's unpack your experience with the international DJ competition.
So I found out about a month ago. I saw an ad on Facebook saying international soca DJ competition. I was like, interesting. I'll go to that. I won't compete. I'll go to that. It'll be a great networking opportunity.
Yeah.
Done. Then Jamie convinced me to do a little 5-minute video, send it in. I'm one of these guys that's observing social media, observe people. Basically, so I started observing these posts and I was like, this guy's in it, that guy's in it. I saw Dougie Slaughter's in it. I was like, he's a big player in the industry. In fact, he sings tracks too, that's pretty crazy. I was like, all right, fine, we'll put him in. I'll take him out. I've got no problem taking out anybody. That's how I felt about it.
Sure.
Because I play soca music with people where you've never dreamt of, right? With people you don't know what these people look like. You don't know that they can't dance.
Like where?
Like cans, like in the rainforest somewhere. You know where that is? No, exactly. You know that? I didn't think so. You understand? So basically, they don't even know how to pronounce Marshall. They think it's Machel.
Yeah.
You understand?
Right.
Machel or something.
This is the level we're talking about.
That's right.
Okay.
It's all about levels. That's right. I'm glad you brought it up. Anyhow, so it was interesting. So I started watching the marketing, and it's like Australia, Canada, Germany. It's like in Puerto Rico, and I was like, they're using the fact that I'm from Australia. This doesn't feel right. But I didn't say anything to Jamie. They're pushing this as an international soca DJ competition. They're using the fact that they've got a guy who's paying for his own flight. Everyone else is paying for their own flight to come out here. We were planning to come out here. They decided to enter because, why not?
Yeah.
It's an opportunity to meet some other DJs. So I entered, went in. I got drawn second last to perform. It was interesting that the Trinidadian DJs, when they got up to play, they were ready to go, started playing. Any international DJ that came up had technical issues for like a good minute prior to starting, right? Then I walked up, and I was there earlier, and I said to the guy who ran it, I said to him, I've got my controller. I heard the guy speak about drivers, but I've got my controller. Is that all right? And he's like, yep. And he walked off. So I was like, cool. So I carried my controller. Like I'm telling you, tomorrow I'm flying for 2 days, right? I flew with it for 2 days. The thing's heavy. I'm there. I walk up on stage with it. I've got dancers. We try to put together a show. And the guy tells me I'm not allowed to use my controller and I have to use their equipment. So we delayed the show by 20 minutes because I have to download a program. I have to now reinstall it. I have to figure out how it works. But basically nothing worked. So our whole show got thrown out.
The entire show.
Well, we threw out the whole show, and we delivered an absolute turd, to be honest, right? And it kind of hurt me. I was upset about it because the fact is, this is not what we do, and you've allowed that to happen.
Right.
You haven't provided the rules. When I got up on stage and told the guy, he told me, I wrote the rules. I said, oh, that's good. Where are they? And why did you send them to me? And now I have to do what you need me to do to make this happen, right? It's like, that's not really how you should treat international people coming to Trinidad. It's like going to KFC.
It's like an opportunity for them to really push soca music to a different level, and they aren't capitalizing on it.
Yes, that's right.
They're almost doing the opposite. They're almost sabotaging it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very much.
And you know what? This is not me being a hurted, like I'm really hurt and all that kind of stuff. This is me being honest.
Who won? Which country? Sorry.
Trinidad.
Come on, Russia.
Why does an international soca DJ competition have Trinidad in it? I would think that we would take ourselves out for the benefit of the international soca DJ.
No, I mean, I think we could stay in, but I mean,
You can stay in because you would have. I tell you what, had they let me play, I would have taken out every DJ there. I'm not trying to blow my own horn either. I'm an experienced DJ. I'm very experienced.
Just
this is
real
what
quick,
I do.
how long have you been doing this?
Like 15 years.
Wow.
And for them to come and give me that kind of attitude and that kind of
service.
service is like, I was like, oh.
As one of his dancers, like I was standing on the sidelines and I saw what was happening. And as a professional DJ, not having touched the equipment before, being up there, he managed to at least keep it together and keep the mixes going. But when you've got a DJ who can blend verse, chorus, next song, overlap, whatever, plays with it, and it's a DJ competition, it's that skill set. To watch what he had to go through. And the fact that we had like 3 dance routines set up. We couldn't do that because he couldn't get around to playing the build-up that he wanted, basically.
Sure.
It was really, really frustrating. And you can tell that the organizers, it's almost like they think that the international DJs aren't real DJs, or they don't really know about soca. Like that was just the attitude. You know how you said it's almost counterproductive.
There's kind of like a stigma against the international DJs, you think?
Not per se. It was set. The mindset, like I said, the advertising was, we're gonna use the international DJs to build the reputation of this competition. So we're an international brand. Then we're gonna go and have the competition. But they didn't give me the rules. They didn't give it. I heard that no one really got the rules or whatever, some nonsense like that. And people are flying in. Like, come on. I said to my fan base in Australia, like, it's not big, but I got a little bit. I got a little fan base. I told them I entered. People told me you deserve it. And I felt bad that I could not deliver on what they think of me. You understand? And they don't care. This Trinidadian organization I contacted them 4 or 5 times. No one got back to me. It's when Jamie told me to go into the actual event and write something that they actually inboxed me straight away. They got back to me. Another DJ from England saw my comment and he liked it straight away.
Yeah.
And as soon as that happened, they contacted me. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, to me, it's like it's heartbreaking to even hear that story. Like,
Yeah.
because you have all this. Because you have all this experience, 15 years experience. You know, you have this professional. You have like
this passion.
Passion.
People don't even have hair.
And you know, like you have dances and everybody's ready to go. There's like high energy, and then to be sort of crippled and not be able to use your actual skill set that sets you apart from the other DJs.
Kind of dismissed and just not taken seriously, not treated respectfully, completely unprofessional. I just want to insert here real quick that if you've ever dealt with any organization in TNT, you would have experienced the same service.
Quick question. So the same technical difficulty, if you could call it that you experienced, was that the same thing for all of the other international DJs?
Everyone had to use the same equipment.
Okay, right. Okay.
But I'm not sure if some were made, because some were here beforehand. I don't know if they were made aware. For me, it looked like it was just inexperience in doing this. I know that the guy that ran it supposedly had some history with Soca Monarch.
Sure.
Okay. But as far as running a DJ competition, it looked like they just didn't have that skill set, and first time doing it, it was. And honestly, things go wrong.
Yeah.
But it's how you deal with things like that that has an impact on whether internationals take you seriously and bother to come back and invest their time and their efforts and the rest of it in doing so.
Yeah. What was the crowd like?
200, 300?
Yeah.
It's tiny.
Well, yeah, quite small for a Trinidadian event.
That's interesting.
Hear this now. The DJ competition criteria was dub plates. I had never owned a dub plate in my life, so I had to try and get one. I got one. I was blessed with one from Bungie Garland.
Right.
He did that for me for free.
Wow.
To do that?
I just want to ask on behalf of people who are not involved in the music industry, so a dub plate is...
when they use your name.
Okay, so the artist kind of puts your name in the rhythm. Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
You know, it's like sometimes you have a class and like you just hope that somebody else asks the question. You don't know. This was one of the moments.
I thought it was like a piece of equipment. So I was like, oh, he lent you a dub plate. That's really sweet of him. He lent you a piece of equipment. That's really cool.
No, but
At least you had a guest. I'm getting excited.
DJ Fasmwa reach already? Locked up on tracks line up, you ready? As soon as DJ Fasmwa touchdown, problem in its class, straight from Biaco. Hey!
you mixed it.
Straight off the jumbo. Fasmwa straight off the jumbo. Straight off the jumbo.
That is it. You just learn. So
Nice.
Education.
Good job. You're welcome to.
Hats off to Bungie, like for doing that for me. Like no one else. I reached out to certain artists. They charging me like 300 US. I'm like, where can I find 300 US from? I can barely walk. You can arrive here. You
And just
understand?
with the time constraints as well, because by the time he found out he got into the competition and they said you need dub plates, every artist,
Soca
and especially
season's
people
running.
like Bungie, are out fit, and to make the time.
Criteria was crowd response. Right. I had worked that into it. Artistic element. Now, what does artistics have to do with DJing? So one dude, I don't live here, right? These people, these people rented a crowd to come in there and freaking jump up and leave. Now, so I can't afford that, right? I don't even know, right? And then the next thing now, Dougie Slaughter created one of the biggest rhythms,
Amazing rhythm.
the RR rhythm.
Yes.
Now he made it. He's on one of them. He's gotten every artist on there to do a dub plate.
Yeah.
Let's leave that to one side. All right. Later on in the evening, Orlando Octave comes up on stage and says, Dougie Slaughter's in the front row by himself with his cap, right? And at the end, he goes, to all the other DJs, I don't hate you. It's just Dougie Slaughter paid me. And if you paid me, I would have done the same for you. Walked off stage.
Wow.
One of the crew had the International Soca Monarch winner on stage with them, singing that song.
Right.
Cheers to life. Hats off to him. I don't mind that. But how am I from Australia gonna come here and organize that in a day before the international?
How are you gonna compete with that? Yeah.
How is that a criteria for DJing?
There should be boundaries. There should be parameters to not put Trinidadian DJs at that level of advantage because it's an international competition. It's supposed to be a level playing field.
Yeah.
But our organization is just
To take away from the DJ element when it's I have a Tessa band and Jabs on stage and Alison Hines.
You know who won? Who came third? The guy from Barbados. Because Alison came out to support the guy. You understand?
Who came second?
Some other Trini. Oh, what's that?
So a Trini plays first and a Trini plays second.
And a Bajan, an international,
plays third.
right?
Should have been a regional.
I really didn't mind. It was cool. It was good to see all those other guys. It was good to be amongst some of them. Some of them had attitude, obviously. You get that anywhere.
That must have been especially frustrating for you if you kind of feel like, well, you would have beaten everybody easily. And then
I reckon that night when I saw what they all did, I was like, are you serious?
It was a joke to you, basically.
I was like, you guys, every single fucking one of you did the same thing. The old, we're from Trinidad. What do you know about soca music? Do you know David Rudder? I was like, all right, I know fucking David Rudder. What do you want? What do you want? A medal? Where's the crowd going to respond to one track for 5 seconds? You got 10 minutes to play. Come on.
So this is what is so disappointing to me. Like, it sounds as if you would have blown everybody's mind had you had the resources to do so.
I think the world would have stood up and gone, this guy in Australia is doing this art form proud.
Yeah, and that's what's so interesting and fascinating about it. You're from Australia. Like, we didn't even know much about the scene outside of Trinidad. Can you imagine the headline in the papers, like, Australian DJ wins this competition? You know, like,
That's embarrassing.
Is it really?
That's
Why?
embarrassing because
Why?
how is an Australian DJ going to win? I'm saying this from a purely media perspective.
Sure.
That's some embarrassing shit. How are you going to have an Australian DJ come up in here and beat a Trini DJ at a soca music competition?
I think that's a good
Of course,
thing.
it's good culturally speaking, but that's why I think Trinidadian should not have been involved in the competition at all. Nobody wants to come and be beat at their own game. That's why English cricket team hates us so much.
That is exactly use that concept now. Who's the best cricket team now? Point of it is the West Indies ruled the world for years, right? For years. So many people in Australia like come up to me and tell me we're so upset with the West Indies because they want to see good cricket. So just to give you a little how people think about West Indians and how people treat West Indians fairly.
Yeah, it's the flip side of what you're saying.
You don't understand what I'm saying? In Australia we got a fair go.
Hey guys, just taking a quick break from the podcast to let you know that if you're interested in being featured or would like to advertise with us, you can reach us at unpackedmedia@gmail.com, and you can also find us on social media. Back to the show.
This touches a bit on what we spoke about at the beginning of the podcast. A lot of the Jamaican artists tend to reinvest into Jamaica and throw money into different industries like healthcare, entertainment. But I feel like the Trinidadians abroad, like we can name Nicki Minaj, Trinidad James, you can name people like that. They don't really invest into Trinidad, as far as I'm aware. I think that would help the industry here, boost itself.
No, that's a fair
Side
point. No.
I kind of forgot about Trinidad James.
I did forget about Trinidad James.
You know how many Trinidadians are famous?
A lot.
Like ASP Fergie or whatever.
Is he really? No.
He's half.
I think what you're saying is correct. A lot of famous Trinidadians, Nicki and Trinidad James, they do like come back home and they shoot a video. And like they'll do the Trinidad flag and like...
Well, when Nicki was saying she did something where she took a whole fam, like a whole extended family to like shopping or something like that. I don't know how true that is. But...
At Massey's or something? Or...
No, I think she was in Westmore, but like
was,
she did, she did the VMAs and the carnival costume for Trini Girls Damn. She has a whole song called Trini Girls Damn,
Yeah.
So they do push the culture, but people have said, and I've heard this more than once, that those kinds of artists, especially the American ones, use the Trinidadian Caribbean flavor to get a foot above, to stand out as unique in the landscape. It sets them apart.
So their motivation isn't necessarily to build up
Exactly.
Trinidad.
It's to set themselves apart and have that kind of exotic flavor. I'm special. And I mean, it's great. I mean, it's marketing, right?
Yeah.
But in terms of reinvestment, the only person that I know who went abroad, and Anya Young G, she won Project Runway, I think season, I want to say 9. She is really reinvesting in the fashion industry at home. She has Home TT, where she features different designers, local designers. She really pushes a lot of local ventures. But she's here. The Trinidadians abroad is a different story.
Yeah.
I use Shaggy as one, right? Shaggy's got a concert He does a free concert in Kingston, and he makes money abroad, and he throws like a chunk of it into the children's hospital in Jamaica. Now that's just a little side note again.
Yeah.
If you have these Trinidadian artists out there doing their thing, right? Use it. Like I swear to you, like Rihanna pushes crop over better than like carnival culture better than any Trinidadian I've seen. Because she goes to crop over every year. Every year there's a photo of her in her little bikini.
Yeah.
I did not want to see Amber Rose again. I'm not sorry. I'll be very sorry, right?
Nobody does.
You want to hear controversial? Do you want to hear controversy? We were with the famous big band Tribe, right? Playing Master to Carnival Tuesday. And truck number 2 had Amber Rose, Black China, Dexter Daps, blah, blah, right? At one point, we got to the avenue, and the woman starts talking on the microphone. It's like, we want to come down and party with you, Trinidad. I was like, that's good. Get the fuck down, right? Shut the fuck up and party. No one cares, right? This is Carnival. Shut the fuck up. So she comes down. Within 5 seconds, she's gone back up. We move a block, a meter or 2 meters. You know, the woman gets on the microphone. We love you, Trinidad, but we want to come down and party with you. But what we really, really need is a bit of space. And I turned around and looked at this guy next to me, and he turned around and looked at me, and I was like, who the fuck is this woman?
This was Amber Rose.
Amber Rose on the mic. How does Amber Rose have anything to say on Carnival Tuesday?
That defeats the whole purpose.
Who is she to come here?
Carnival,
Yeah.
Who is she to tell anybody to give her a space on Carnival Tuesday?
Yeah, who
Excuse
is Amber
me.
Rose?
The thing, I'll be honest with you, right? The thing about this that disturbed me the most was that no one said anything. Everyone just continued on, right?
Yeah.
She got her space. She got her space to dance, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But that upset me because this is Trinidad Carnival. This has been going on for how fucking many years, right? You are just some chick that just comes here and thinks you can ask for extra space on Carnival Tuesday.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, who is she?
On the avenue.
Who is she?
Who?
To ask for that?
Not even.
Because what she's basically implying is that somebody who
is gonna need to touch her. Right?
is famous for like pretty much no real reason
Needs
can
space.
come down here and like dictate the pace. Like, that's not right.
I mean, it's really upsetting, especially for people who know and appreciate Carnival, because that's the opposite of what Carnival is about. Carnival is an inclusive,
That's the
uniting
thing.
force. It's
You're
a
supposed
force.
to be together with people.
Carnival is something that will carry you, and you won't even know how the fuck you reach where you reach. Carnival is a force.
So you mean to tell me if I was in Tribe, I couldn't even whine on Amber Rose?
No, you're not supposed to segregate. You're not supposed to say, "Oh, I want my space." People that you will never see your name. When I tell you never see, you have never. Trinidad is this big. You have never seen this person in your life before. They are on the road for Carnival, and they will whine on you and jump up with you and party with you for Carnival. That is the point of Carnival. It's a uniting force because Trinidad is so multicultural, and it could be so tense. If we didn't have Carnival, we would be a mess, you know. TNT would be a mess if we didn't have Carnival. So don't come down and push that kind of like elitist bullshit, because that's the opposite of what we're trying to do. That's the opposite of the whole point, and I think that's why it upsets people so much.
I think you deserve a round of applause.
I think I do. Thank you.
Amen.
Let's unpack Australia for a little bit, because we've
Sure.
been talking a lot about
Yeah.
the soca industry here and the soca scene and the DJs and things.
I've been very curious about the landscape of the industry in Australia.
But what is it like? I mean, you showed me a clip earlier. It seemed like a lot of Trinis were there in Sydney. And we spoke about this as well with Jamie. It's very multicultural, much more so than Australians might believe. Sydney's really multicultural, it's popping, and there's a lot of potential when it comes to developing that soca scene, and you're basically at the headline of that. So what is your vision? What is your ambition for that?
We want to grow soca music in Australia, okay? Because we and the people that have come with us to Carnival see this sleeping giant, and we try in the music, the soca music, right? So when we come to Trinidad now, we see the people here, bro, and then we're like disappointed because they don't see it, because they don't know
They
what's
don't
happening.
see the potential.
They don't see the potential, right? But abroad is where it's at, right? So we want to grow it. That's our mission.
I love, first time I came here, I loved just everyone's passion for the music being free, and just that freedom that you have during carnival time.
Yeah.
And just, I'd like to have Australians experience that, because Australia is a beautiful place. A lot of opportunity, but it's also highly regulated. So sometimes you feel like everything that you do is just within this like box.
Right.
And it's just, I think the whole Caribbean, but particularly Trinidad Carnival, it's like nothing that we have back home. So I think trying to get people to understand that culture and appreciate it and just take it and run. I think, as people start to experience it, even the parties, you have various people coming across to Australia to study, for instance, and when they hear the music, you can see that excitement, and people recognize it, and they start to appreciate like a small fraction of what that culture is. So
Right.
I think that's it. Maybe one day have a small little tiny parade.
Yeah.
Have our little truck.
So like, how has the scene changed from when you were much younger to now?
When we was younger, they had DJs from. We had West Indian guys. So the West Indians came to Australia with shipping, education, and with cricket and entertainment. Trinidadians that were first in town would have come with some steel drum band did a tour of Australia on certain stage, and a couple of them stuck around. Back then, DJs were just DJing reggae. Sydney, Australia is a reggae country in regards to Caribbean music. Dancehall is now coming through. We've been pushing soca for a long time, and I can tell you that different states put soca music on their flyers, even though they don't know. They'll still play Kevin Little, you understand? Or Hot Hot Hot.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's so old.
Don't laugh.
Thanks for that. Remember when you come to Australia one day, you'll understand. It's just a reggae dancehall town. They used to play like Pump Me Up, Crossfire, but not really a lot of soca. So what we try and do in Australia is the events. So expose people to music. I do a fortnightly radio show, right, on Bondi Beach Radio, which is the iconic Bondi Beach in Australia. Exposing people to the music, doing the events, theming the events. Having sometimes we have dancers in carnival costumes. Sometimes we do glow sticks. Things that remind you of kind of like a carnival fair.
What kind of feedback do you get?
I think most people, I guess, for instance, there was a New Year's Day party that he had by the beach, and a lot of people said that was like the ones that had been to the Caribbean or were from the Caribbean. They're like, that's the closest I've ever felt to being home. I think one of the things that he tries to do is through the music, picking locations, which can be hard in Sydney because with the rules that we were talking about, it's unlike Trinidad where you can go fit in the water, take a drink. That's not happening.
It's not gonna fly in Australia.
Not gonna fly in Australia. So I think like that in that particular event during the day, beach, music vibes, incorporated some other islands as well. There's a lot of Mauritians living in Australia. They're a similar ethnic mix to Trinidadians, but obviously have different influences. So everything's a little bit different.
They're a bit more Arabic. They're more Arabic.
Yeah.
But they have the Indian African thing.
And their passion for music and drinking.
Same.
On par. And I think even the small events, the regular ones that he does, I think people that come enjoy it because it's something different. And it's funny because sometimes you get random people coming into the club who have never heard.
You can just tell from looking at them.
Yeah. And by the end of the night, they're up and dancing. I think there's something about soca, and especially when you get a bit of a vibe and people who know it and up there enjoying themselves. Yeah. It's I don't know. It's really attractive and it's contagious almost.
So the first time you were exposed to soca, what was going through your head? Like, what was that experience like for you?
Well, I was already exposed because with my dancing, I was exposed to a lot of the Brazilian music styles and the samba and the drumming and what have you. And I think when I came across soca, actually the one thing that caught me with soca is it's such happy, positive music. I don't know, you can't walk away from it feeling depressed. Yeah.
Right.
So when you walked in, and actually, no, I must say the first thing that I noticed when I walked into the first soca party, I could not believe how men moved.
Ooh.
Australian men don't dance.
Ooh.
Right.
Really.
Unless
they've had a few too many drinks and then they start jumping around. I wouldn't call that dancing, no. So it was impressive to just watch men enjoy the music and dancing so much.
For someone who's in the crowd, you said that, at the party at the beach, for a lot of people from the Caribbean, it was a lot like home for them. What is the ratio between people who are from the Caribbean who have parents from the Caribbean? Because like in London, there's a huge ratio of people at the parties who have grandparents or parents from the Caribbean and really own that culture and come to the events versus people who just, are British and have no idea what's happening. What is that ratio like in Australia?
Look, we have real West Indians. We have West Indians that are like third, second generation. The problem is there has never been a cohesive community, like that's stuck together, that's growing together, that are proud of something. It's almost as if will never happen unless we get a plane of 10. Well, unless we get 10,000 West Indians coming to Sydney tomorrow. There'll be a carnival next year. There'll be 10 new restaurants, hairdressers. Everything will be set up like that. But the community that we have now is so sporadic, so spread out. Sydney's huge.
Right.
Trinidad fits into Sydney about 50 times, I believe, something like that. That's how big Sydney is,
Just,
right?
yeah.
So everyone's spread out. It doesn't really have a cultural center. That kind of stuff. We have all those factors that stop us from having a real community.
I'd probably say like 90 to 95% are Australians that have no direct affiliation with Trinidad.
Are you upset about that?
No, I think that's a great thing.
Yeah.
I think that that means that there's a connection that soca music makes, like you were saying, somebody was saying earlier, that it touches people anywhere in the world that you go. So, it's amazing to actually see that in play. And I think a lot of Trinis, as territorial as we can be, we're excited to see other people listen to our music. And all the big players are constantly saying, we have to take soca music to the world, we have to connect, we have to get it out there, we have to get it popular. So to see it in action is amazing. A lot to think about. Thank you so much. Fasmwa.
Thank you guys so much.
And Jamie, we didn't get to talk much about your soca dance class. Is there anything you want to say before we finish up about that? What's your experience
Actually,
been like?
one shout out to LaShawn Prescott, who is someone who I got a few of my girls doing a class with. She choreographs for a lot of the shows during carnival time. Brilliant ambassador for Trinidadian culture. She has been so open and so on the side of Trinidad. How said you get brilliant? She's absolutely marvelous, doing wonderful things to expose your culture through dance to the rest of the world. And just wanted to shout her out because
Hey,
very much
LaShawn.
appreciated.
Yeah, for
Shout
sure.
outs.
Shout out. So Fasmwa, where can we find you if we're ever in Australia?
Sydney.
Okay, and
Check me out on Facebook, Fasmwa, Fasmwa. I've got a website, fasmwa.com.au for Australia, AU.
You guys are on YouTube?
Yeah, you just type me in DJ Fasmwa on YouTube, you get all my videos.
it's amazing that you've taken on this cause. We wish you all the best. We'll be following your career closely.
Yeah.
Please do not disappoint us.
And we hope to see you again next year.